How do we get decision makers to make the gutsy, bold moves? So I'm a storyteller, as you can tell, and I like to bring stories, analogies, examples with me. So very clearly, here's an example in today's environment. We all remember Kodak. Actually, let me go before Kodak. Blockbuster. Who remembers Blockbuster? I mean, you would get up early on Friday night to try to get the good movie before everybody else got it, right? And then you would take it back on Sunday, you're like, oh, I forgot to rewind, right? And Blockbuster, everybody knew Blockbuster night. And now, do we have Blockbuster? I mean, no, maybe the VHS, the tape in the museum, but they had how many opportunities to buy out Netflix? And they said, we're gonna eat their lunch. They didn't have the vision. They didn't see it maybe over the horizon because broadband wasn't here, high capacity wasn't here. We didn't even have T1 lines or anything, I don't think. So, which are even archaic at this point because we have fiber and a gig going into somebody's residential property, right? A gig, that's crazy. These were leaders in the C-suite and they didn't see it. So we are asking potentially our leaders to see something that they can't quite exactly see. And we're not always gonna have the empirical data to convince folks. And if we are not making gutsy, not a haphazard risk, not just risky for the sake of being risky. Obviously, if you're bringing an idea to your leadership, you have vetted the idea, you've looked at it, you have hopefully mitigated the risk, and you have the pros and cons to show them. Then you have a couple stories, examples, preferably in your same industry of why this is needed. And if we don't, stagnation kills, complacency kills, not being innovative, you're dead in the water, right? So Blockbuster didn't buy Netflix. And if I were to go back and ask any of those executives today, when your gutsy move, when your moment, when your defining digital moment is here, are you going to make the gutsy move? They would say, yes, 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 yes. All of them would say yes. But the thing isn't, are you willing? Will you? Which brings me to Kodak. They developed, their technologists developed the technology for the digital camera, right? And they were like, no, we are a film company. But they weren't. We all just kept our memories on film at the time. Fast forward to COVID-19, shortage of chemicals. Now, Kodak always had to use chemicals to develop their film, right? So when more chemicals were needed for COVID tests, they're like, oh, we got you. Chemicals, you need chemicals, we are there. We have to be willing to innovate. Kodak got a second chance. Every business isn't so lucky. And I don't even call it luck, right? I'll say it again, opportunities don't go away. Other people take advantage of them. So it's imperative that you get your senior leaders and executives to look at the innovative ideas that you and your team are bringing to them, because leaders don't have all the answers. And if we're not mining the gold from our workforce, we're working at a disadvantage.